presentation, collaboration, negotiation, recommendation, decision, expansion, supervision, technician, politician, optional, provisional, unconditional, strategic, dynamic, systematic, problematic, bureaucratic, typical, analytical, economical, efficient, deficient, sufficient, proficient, experience, inconvenience, efficiency, deficiency, essential, potential, beneficial, commercial, gradual, individual, actual, eventual, flexible, incredible, impossible, probability, responsibility, productivity, modify, diversify, obvious, ambitious, industrious, spontaneous, simultaneous, instantaneous, ambiguous, superfluous, trainee, employee, currentee, interviewee, research and development, stocks and shares, time and motion, training and development, aims and objectives, trial and error, pros and cons, ups and downs, ins and outs, USA, UN, EU, CIA, FBI, IBM, IMF, CNN, BBC, UAE, GDP, R&D. Increase profit margins, employ temporary staff, enter foreign markets, create new opportunities, annual sales figures, competitive performance record, stock market report, higher technology industry, long-term goals, far-reaching consequences. There's one area of business where the best will always find a job, and is so visual to the economy that its future is almost guaranteed. The true professional in this field has nothing to fear from technology or the changing marketplace. In fact, they can virtually name their own salary as they provide an essential service, without which most companies would simply go out of business. I'm talking, of course, about selling. If the free market is so efficient, why, in terms of its environmental consequences, is the global economy so inefficient? The answer is simple. Marketers are brilliant at setting prices, but quite incapable of taking costs into account. Today we have a free market that does irreparable damage to the environment because it does not reflect the true cost of products and services. The proposal I will be outlining this afternoon are concerned, in one way or another, this fundamental flaw in the free market system. I'd like you to look at these figures, which clearly indicate the strategic importance of South Korea in our attempt to gain a foothold in Southeast Asia. I'd like you to look at these figures, which clearly indicate the strategic importance of South Korea in our attempt to gain a foothold in Southeast Asia. A company is, in many ways, a political organism, but as far as I'm concerned, there's no place for political agendas in any company in running. So to prevent political and territorial battles breaking out, I have two golden rules. First, I make sure that departments interfere as little as possible in each other's business. And second, I keep everyone fully informed of developments in all departments. There are no secrets. Once you have secrets in organization, you start getting into company politics. We attended a conference on trade traffics in Japan. Those who sold their shares immediately made a profit. Those who sold their shares immediately made a profit. The Germans who backed the proposal are pleased with the results. It's time to withdraw the economy models which aren't selling. Half the world doesn't know how the other half lives. Ignore everything, I'm telling you. What is the thing called lust? The British will never agree to that, but the Germans just might. The British will never agree to that, not in a million years. Sales are up to on last year, but profits have hardly moved at all. Sales are up on last year, but then that was particularly bad year. We may not get the whole contract, but we're getting a good part of it. We may not get the whole contract, but someone will. The market may be growing, but our market share certainly isn't. The market may be growing, but then again, it might just be a seasonal fluctuation. I think we're making progress, but some of you may not agree with me. I think we're making a progress, but it's very difficult to say at this stage. We haven't seen a massive improvement yet, but 2% is quite encouraging. We haven't seen a massive improvement yet, but we soon will. Our product sells in Sweden, but they don't sell in Denmark. Our products sell in Sweden, but they don't sell enough. It's hard to break into Korea, but not impossible. It's hard to break into Korea, but harder still to break into Japan. There are 3 points I like to make, and all this concerns senior management. There are 3 points I like to make, and then I will hand you over to David. The person who never made a mistake never made anything. The person who never made a mistake never made anything. Management problems always turn out to be people problems. Management problems always turn out to be people problems. Big companies are small companies that succeeded. Big companies are small companies that succeeded. Hard work never killed anybody, but worrying about it did. Hard work never killed anybody, but worrying about it did. Ideas are like children. Your own are wonderful. Ideas are like children. Your own are wonderful. The best advertisement is a good product. The best advertisement is a good product. This had never ever happened before. We keep getting the same result time after time after time. Believe me, we will win the business. It's only a matter of time. If we know that, then what we know now, we never have gone ahead. We were number 1 then. We number on now. And we always will be. As business evolves, it goes through four basic stages. At every stage of business life cycle, your company's financial needs are going to change. So, what are those four stages? Well, obviously, obviously, when your business is new, what you need most of all is investment capital and a detailed business plan. But once your business is established and growing, and you've got a solid customer base, then it's time to look into investment and the proper use of your resources. Companies that fail to grow simply decline. So as your business expands, you're almost certainly going to need additional financing. And finally, by the time the business is mature, you want to get an accurate valuation so that should you want to, you can sell off the company at a decent profit. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The easier it is to do, the harder it is to change. Teamwork is twice the result for half the effort. Don't let what you can't do interfere with what you can. Humor is always the shortest distance between two people. Anyone can make mistake, but to really miss. People who think they know it all are a pain in the neck to those of us who really do. An expert is someone who knows more and more about less and less until he knows everything about nothing. The human brain starts working the moment you are born and doesn't stop until you stand up to speak in public. Do you have similar sayings in your own language? The world's most popular drink is water. You probably knew that already. After all, it's the basic requirement of life on Earth. But did you know that the world's second most popular drink is Coke, and that the human race drinks 600 million Cokes a day? Now, let's just put that into some kind of perspective. It means that every week or every year, people drink enough Coke to fill the World Trade Center. In fact, if all the Coca-Cola even consumed was poured over Niagara Falls instead of water, it would take nearly 2 days to run dry. There's almost nowhere on the planet, from Miami to Malawi, where the word Coke isn't instantly recognized. The brand name alone is worth $30 billion, and that's what makes Coca-Cola a global marketing phenomenon. The world's most popular drink is water. Sorry. It has been an exceptional year. It is difficult to see what the underlying trend is. We will get the price we want to the end. $10,000 is not worth worrying about. We do not see any need for further injections of cash. They promise to have the feasibility study completed by now. Have we or have not, we enjoy 10 years of sustained growth. I would just like to say that we will be reviewing the whole situation in next month's time. Look, we have been through all this before, and we are not going through it all again. We offered them an apology, and we would hoped that would be the end of the matter. We were hoping to reach an agreement by May, but that is not going to be possible now. We appreciate the need to take risk, but we have our shareholder to drink off too. We understand the pressure you are all working under, but we have got a business to run, you know. We were not aware of any charge in the bank's circumstance, but I think we should have been informed. The loss of 4% of our business to the Australians is not a serious matter, but it is serious enough to demand our attention this morning. So, what is going on? We're doing extremely well now, but how can we do even better? The whole project is badly underfunded. It is pretty obvious that we made a terrible mistake. It actually works out much cheaper to take on casual workers. I'm fully aware that it's been a total disaster from start to finish. A certain 100% that we're in a better, significantly position now. There's absolutely no hope of reaching our targets by the end of the phase 2 at all. There's been a dramatic decrease in demand, and yet sales upped on last year. We shouldn't be neglect such a highly lucrative market. There is absolutely no chance of making real progress. It's just going to be far too expensive to re-equip the entire factory. It's just difficult to know whether the figures are going to improve. We can't be expected to manage on a tiny budget. It's just ridiculous. It's actually too late to do anything about it at all. For the 5th year running, we've managed to increase sales volume. The opportunities in Eastern Europe are better now than they've ever been. We've lost ground to the Swedish, both Scandinavian and at home. We spent the best part of the year plugging money back into R&D. This is the 3rd time we've launched a new product, only to have withdrawn it within the first 6 months. The $8 million they offered us is good, but not good enough. We offered them a very attractive package, but they turned us down flat. As you know, we launched the strict cost-cutting campaign last year. Turnover topped $2 billion again this year. In spite of the recession, the demand for luxury goods is increasing. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time our partners have been in breach of contract. Obviously, we want to see the real result of the reorganization for some time. So, just how bad is the situation? So, just how difficult is it? So, just how sure am I that we can do it? So, just how competitive are we? So, just how good are the results? So, just how unusual is the trend? So, just how small is the risk? So, just how new is this technology? Thank you very much.